All right. Let me pull up my channel chat.
All right.
Oh, and play the music. I almost forgot. Let's see. I think this should be on my account that has premium. Shout out to Dig. So, actually, can you hear it?
No.
Uh,
You would have to be sharing it.
it's a good thing I asked now. Kind of like, yeah, this is such good background music. I love it. And like, nobody can hear it but me. I'm just gonna share the whole thing. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Hello everybody out there on the interwebs. Let's see, share that, and then I'll do this, and then do that, and do this. Don't mind the behind the scenes. Can you hear it?
No.
Okay, hold on. hold on. Oh my goodness. Once you guys can hear this, it's all good vibes. To share audio, share a tab or screen is good lord. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna share this one. We're gonna share this one. You can hear it now, right?
So if you click on one of the other ones, yeah, we can still hear it.
Okay. So we'll have to, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll do this on StreamYard, which is not my typical platform. So if things are kind of wild, that's it. That's the reason why. But I'm here with Dig. What's going on, Dig?
It's going good. Chilling. Hoping that spring is coming soon. We had a taste of it here in Wisconsin earlier this week, but then winter also came back. So it's like we'll see.
They're fighting, we're hoping spring will win. Pretty much same. Honestly, I feel like that's why my allergies have been starting to bother me more, because like just the huge weather changes. It's not helping. It's not helping at all.
Yeah, I get that.
But we're here. We made it, and we're gonna talk about Steam Next Fest February 2025. I thought it was going to be like the winter version, but no, it's just February 2025 Steam Next
Not even
Fest.
February, because didn't it start? No, it ended March 3rd. That's right.
Yeah. So mostly February.
Yeah, mostly February for sure.
But we tried out a bunch of demos, some that we really enjoyed, some that we, have some criticisms of, some feedback for the developers. But overall, really cool event, and something that we always like to participate in when we can. So yeah, I don't have anything else. You have a thing for how to play background music?
Yeah, I was gonna. I just sent it to you off air. I didn't know you were gonna bring it up now.
Well, I mean, it happened while we were. Hold on. While I'm reading this, we could get into. It's gonna be impossible to read this at the same time. For next time.
That's why I sent it for next time.
Yeah, you were right. With that, we're gonna start with Dig, because Dig has said some interesting things off air. I kind of want to get into it. So the first one on your list, we'll do Rise of Rebellion.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put it here. Gonna pause the music, and I think I'm just gonna switch tabs back and forth, which is so like, is there a way to easily do that? It seems like no.
I'm not 100% sure either, so.
Well, we're doing it live. We are doing it live. Here we go. Sharing the tab here. So Dig just played this game, Rise of Rebellion. So talk us through your experience, Dig.
Rise of Rebellion was such an interesting game.
Also, Dig told me off air that this game was very quiet, so we'll mute this. So it's accurate to your experience.
Yeah, we can get full experience. it was almost like this. Like you would hear the swords clash. Like you would hear like there are obviously enemies who had like shields. You would hear that. I didn't run into anybody who was kicking up rocks and stuff like that guy just did in that trailer. But it was kind of weird. Like it was so much of a, you could tell it's an action RPG. Like it definitely has like those Souls-like elements.
Yeah.
Where like, you know, you go heal up, you'll get your health items. Actually, no, all your health items didn't come back, by the way. So that was something that also sucked. But all the enemies were respawn. This is the boss of the demo, actually. He didn't do anything crazy like that, but
really,
no, nothing crazy like that. Like he had a power up move where, like, you know, once you got his health down enough, it would then, like, you know, basically like the second, I guess, however you want to call it, like second level of it. But everything about this demo felt like it was a proof of concept almost, where it felt like, yo, we can do this, but none of the polishing or none of the stuff that make you really feel like you're doing a full story. So like the planned release date for this game is just 2025 in general. I still don't know if that's true. Like, that's how unfinished it felt.
You know, so what interested me was at the end of this trailer they have here, it says it's I believe published by Kodansha.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of different like anime stuff. And I could kind of see like with some of the characters and like some of the moves how that would be like maybe anime inspired. But I also am like, at least to the top of my head, I can't think of any published Kodansha game. So like maybe that's part of the unfinishedness of it, / maybe needs more time to cook, because like, you know, they're at least as far as I'm aware, not super experienced with publishing, and it seems like they just dipped right into AAA or, well, you know, indie, but like very big scope game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there was stuff obviously to enjoy with this game. Like I did think some of the fighting was fun, like the gameplay loop of that. But even in that aspect, there were parts of it where you're just like, I blocked at one point, and it was a regular enemy. So like he blocked me off the map.
Oh,
and I was just like, what? And it wasn't like it was like a powerful block or anything. Like, I had blocked some of those moves before. It just felt like this was a bug that happened. And the downside with this demo was I felt like I had one too many of those, and it being relatively silent for most of the game, other than hearing like footsteps, hearing like I said, when swords clash, where you hear where somebody goes against a shield, it was kind of eerie. And then what made it really funny was the only time you had background music was when you got to the boss at the end. So again, it almost didn't feel like the demo was ready for full time, but they wanted to get it in because they have this 2025 date, and you get in early enough, try to start building that hype. So
interesting. Do they have like early access or anything, or some kind of like paid feature?
I didn't see anything. Like, even on their actual Steam page, it just add to your wish list. You know, obviously download the demo. So I think it's something worth keeping up with, like just like obviously learning more about. But it for sure wouldn't be a day one buy. And there are so many different Souls-like games. There are so many games just in general that are coming out this year. That it was already facing an uphill battle, and this unfortunately didn't help it like jump higher on my list. Which is a shame, because it looks really great. Like,
yeah, I'm kind of surprised to hear that like in some of your fights, like some of the enemies that you see here like didn't do the same moves, or at least like, you know, a smaller set of these same moves that we're watching on screen.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, none of the major, like, we didn't run into this boss. We only ran into one big boss, and like we ran into a couple trolls. But nothing that really did what they're doing here. And so like, I wonder if you face that boss again. That I don't know. again, obviously they could have just created that stage for the demo.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things. Like I said, I left it wanting so much more.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but it's also
I did run into this guy. He didn't do that move. He didn't do that move. So that's the other thing, though. I guess maybe I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe they get stronger because some of the moves, like that Big Knight, he was definitely doing. Because they called them like punishing attacks, and so maybe he didn't get a chance to go full out with it. I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Did you get to pick a class or anything, or you just had like a character? And
just had a character. You come in.
Okay.
I still don't fully understand the leveling system. They didn't do a ton to explain it. I also wasn't doing a ton to research it, so I'm not going to put the blame on them. I probably could have learned more if I put a little bit more effort into that part of it. But it definitely had its own lore that didn't seem to be the most, I would say, beginner friendly.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, in that respect, it is very similar to Souls-like.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was gonna say I finished Elden Ring, and the lore there still gets me. Like, I'm still a little confused at it. So
that's fair. Well, we will keep an eye out for this. Maybe there will be some kind of update towards the middle of the year or something. If they're still aiming to release this in 2025, I kind of doubt it.
I would be shocked after playing the demo. This didn't feel like a game that was coming anytime soon.
No.
Again, it just felt like a proof of concept.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Is there anything in the description? Oh, it might not be. It might be. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. Oh, they got something on the story too. Maybe this will help people. But yeah, it says spring 2025. Okay.
Spring 2020? There's no way.
I mean, that was the plan. It does say plan. I'm like, I don't know.
But this video is from February 18th of this year. So that means they were planning this as of 3 weeks ago.
It's like 30 versions behind it. You never know. You never know, I suppose.
Spring is crazy. That is highly ambitious.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. Let me pull up the next one. I'll pull up one of the demos that we both have played. Copy the address, put it in there. Bada bing, bada bim. This is an ad. I'm not on the right channel. Hold on. Let me switch my channel. I don't even know how that happened because I'm on the right one in a different tab. Strange. Okay. Here we go. We're back. Audio's back too, baby. This was a fun one.
Now this is a game.
Wants it all. Money, power, respect.
Oh, your mic kind of.
Oh, what's going on?
Oh, did you say it was pretty good before? Because your mic kind of like it went the way of the dodo for a second.
The dodo. I don't know. I was saying it was pretty good.
I don't. It could have been something weird. Who knows?
Well, hopefully no more dodo. But yeah, so what's funny is I saw this the Steam page for this game for Next Fest, and I was like, I don't know, like I feel like this would probably be better to play with somebody else, and I'm like, I don't know who's gonna want to play it, so I might just skip. And then Didge actually asked, he's like, hey, like, you want to play this game? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do it. And I'm glad that we did, because this is like, I haven't played a lot of, I guess, like top down. I want to say strategy, but at the same time, I feel like you can kind of run and gun this game. Kind of games like this, and I really enjoyed it.
I feel like you were definitely supposed to have a strategy.
You were, yes.
But strategy,
you know.
I was gonna say strategy definitely went to the wayside when you. I know she was the brute. I forgot her name. But I was talking about this on Geek Set the other day. I was like, yeah, once I became her, I was just in there just punching. Like it didn't matter.
Yeah. I was running, he was punching.
But no, this game was so much fun. And the soundtrack was a banger.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
I was kind of sad that they didn't have any of it in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's some like VO and stuff, so it's like you can't, you don't want to happen at the same time. But yeah, the freaking soundtrack for this game is really, really good. So if anything, I will be investing some time in listening to that soundtrack. For sure. But
okay. I was just gonna I was trying to see which character. I feel like we didn't play with all of the characters. Yeah, no one played with Cicero. We did, right? No.
I didn't. I played as the lady with her dog, who was
Jobby. I don't remember.
I don't think we had Jobby.
Yeah, you played with the socialite.
Cosmo. Is her name? What was the dog's name? I can't remember. I feel like Cosmo was the dog's name, but I guess that's her name. But yeah, I played as Cosmo and what was the other lady? Cicero. She'll probably come up at some point.
I don't remember playing as Cicero, so I don't think either.
Yeah, I don't think we played as Cicero. I didn't play as Jobby. I don't think Jobby was available.
I don't think so
Jobby
either.
Can teleport? That's great.
Yeah, Jobby would have been. That's probably why they didn't make Jobby available.
Yep.
Una,
yeah.
I was out there punching out people.
Yep. Getting into trouble.
Oh, I was for sure in trouble. I didn't even try to go stealthy. I would just go punch people.
And see, that's the thing. It's like, sometimes like the plan is just to, run in there and smash things up. Okay, they interestingly don't name the other characters, but at the same time, I guess this isn't like a character trailer.
That's also true, but yeah, they named like 3 of the characters. 2 of them
3 or 4, yeah. Do they have something on just the characters? It looks like maybe not. That's fine.
Let me see if I can find it. Monaco 2 characters. Because I can remember.
While you're looking that up, but I will continue talking about the experience, which was a lot of fun. I definitely, I don't know if this demo is still up, but y'all should definitely check out the Steam page. I would highly encourage wishlisting it. I know it's on mine after the experience I've had. Mm-hmm. I think this is like the perfect mix of, because I really enjoy stealth games, even though I wouldn't say I'm like the perfect like ninja or anything like that, but I enjoy the challenge of like trying to sneak by people or like use the art of distraction and like get by people or like whatever it is. And I think this game gives you the opportunity to do that, but in like a group setting, which is interesting because then you have to coordinate with your friend and try to make things happen at the same time. Sometimes it doesn't work out, so sometimes you gotta be like, hey, am I a team player? Am I gonna stick out and fight? Or am I just going to go hide in the corner for a little bit while Ditch gets beat up? I don't know.
And look, that happened many a times. I was in there fighting for my life. And she'd be like, oh, no,
You were not doing the objective, Ditch.
I was doing the objective.
We're not going in there to fight. We're in there like steal something or hack something.
And what better way to do that than to make sure that I would even say the bosses, that the guards couldn't come and take us out because they were too busy getting knocked out.
Yeah, how many guards did you permanently put down, Ditch?
A lot.
I don't know about that.
Well, it's not my fault they would get up after a few minutes. You were supposed to knock them out and run.
Mm-hmm. See, the only time it was appropriate was when you played Una. That's the only
time I started knocking other people out. I was getting I forgot what the bartender guy name is. I couldn't find it. because that's the other character that I
Mhm.
was, and I mean he was going through it.
Yeah. But I like the challenge of like, you just gotta either you sneak your way out or you're running and you're hitting the corners and all of that. And like, it's kind of exciting to me. You also get the it was like in the third level that we did, we got crossbows. I don't know if you can get them earlier. It seemed like Cicero has a crossbow, maybe.
Yeah.
But there is like some kind of way to defend yourself even if you're not playing as Una, which is nice. Cosmo with her dog, we didn't talk much about like I guess the different character sets other than Una and yeah, I guess just Una. But excuse me, Cosmo has a dog that you can send out to distract one guard only. But
we learned that the hard way.
Yeah. But it was really useful, and it was like a funny mechanic as someone that's like, we're on team big dog over here. So I'm like, yeah, let's send out the hounds. Or like, oh, kind of do that. But Cosmo wouldn't do that because she seems like a proper lady. So she probably, at least maybe on the outside, on the inside, she might have been howling, who knows?
That'd be crazy.
But I liked hearing the dialogue between the different characters and between missions, which is another that was an interesting part about the game because it was not synchronized. So Didge was like clicking through dialogue, like learning more about like the world and the mission, whatever. And I'm like sitting there in the lobby, like, yo, you gonna start? Like, what's going on? And it wasn't until I started like clicking things like, oh, like I was supposed to be clicking as well. Like I did not know that. So I think we said it after the demo, but I think it would be better just to have like those kind of things synchronized if possible. I'm sure they probably thought about it and there might be a reason they did it that way, but I'm like, I would maybe suggest looking into it again because it was strange. It was strange to get that out.
Yeah, it definitely was. I really can't find all the character names. I looked so much.
I know. You'll have to play the demo to find out.
Right.
And then the other lady that I played, her name, I think it was Sake.
It was, yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. Sake was cool. Her ability was like, I think she could do like a dodge roll, which I'm not gonna lie, and like I kind of wanted more from that. Like I thought it was gonna be something.
You didn't like being, I guess not necessarily stealthy, but you were quick. You weren't a fan of that.
I mean, in the mission that I played, Sake, I felt like it went pretty smoothly. So I only dodge rolled a couple times just to see what it did. But even when I was let me see. Let me go back a couple seconds. No, a few more seconds. Right here. So if I was like trying to get from, can y'all see my mouse? Yeah.
Yes.
If I was trying to get from like this pillar to like over here near this coin, I'm not sure I think she could roll all the way over there, but that might be like as far as you could roll, So it's not going too far. And I don't think she could roll over something. Like if she tried to go over this banister, like, I don't think you could do that. So I would have liked to see more from that ability, and maybe it will get built out more as the game gets closer to release. But outside of that, I think just the general gameplay was like strong enough for me to like not be too worried about people's special skills. But I also didn't play a character like Una, where it's like, she had this, I would say, game altering, or at least, yeah, like I guess the way you approach the game, altering your perspective on like what you wanted to do.
Yeah, and I did finally find all of the names. So Gibson, the engineer, that's the one that was the one that they actually, I don't know if they showed them in here, but that was the guy who was at the computer essentially in that last screenshot. Cosmo and Gimlet,
yeah.
Obviously we see them both on screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
Cicero did not show up on this. So I wonder if this is a character added after this one that I named that I found. Obviously, we know Una the Brute, Sake the Prowler, who's like you said, she's fast and can roll around. And Pockets, that's the other guy that I played as. He was supposed to be the healer.
Oh yeah, I played as Pockets a little bit. I liked Pockets actually.
Yeah, Pockets was fun. I spent more time healing myself than anybody.
I healed you a couple times, but I honestly forgot I had the ability a lot of the time.
Trust me, I did too until I was trying to pick up like they had the health packets around there. I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to pick them up, and you obviously because mine were full because I never was healing anyone. I was like, oh well, let me start healing myself.
Yeah, I mean, this was really fun, and I'm
Does it have a
definitely.
date? I
That
know
is a
it
good
just
question. Let's see. Do they
still
have it?
2025.
Okay,
So
2025. Fingers crossed on this one. I would personally say is in a pretty good state. Like I could see this coming out this year.
it's apparently going to be PC only.
Oh, okay.
So I'm definitely intrigued. This is something I think I would try to convince some friends to play.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as I can convince some friends to get it, I would for sure buy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. That would be dope. I'm trying. I feel like this was in like some kind of showcase or something before because I don't think this was the first time I've seen Monaco 2. But I'm glad I gave it a shot because I ended up really being pleasantly surprised.
It was at the Humble Game Showcase in 2022.
Oh goodness! Wow.
That was when it was announced. It had an
Uh-huh.
animated teaser trailer, and I got nothing else after that.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, I would encourage y'all to check this out. Hopefully the demo is still up. Sometimes devs just leave their demos up. Sometimes they're exclusive to the next fest event. So y'all will have to roll the dice and see.
I can actually double check for you.
All right. Well, while Dig
It
check
is.
Ooh, excellent. Yeah. Y'all try the demo. Try the demo. I think you will like what you play.
It's a part of the Humble Games collection, so it wouldn't surprise me if you've seen it through that somewhere.
Okay. Makes sense. This next one I played and I had a good time with it. Let's see. I think this is just like
Yeah,
this one.
Your mic was doing something weird again. You're back now. It's like when you first start playing these.
Interesting. I don't
know how you fix that, so we just kind of got to roll with it.
Okay, noted. While I was saying, I enjoy playing the demo for this. This is pretty much like a little puzzle game where you are trying to figure out who should sit by who, or is that whom? I don't know. I've never known the differences between those, but yeah, it's a very like I would say a cozy, chill, pretty low stakes puzzle game, and it's actually pretty funny. So let me see if I pause on this right here. So
Oh
as you can see,
God, get him out of there.
Sergey hasn't showered. So there are these different people, like there's adults and kids that I've encountered so far, and they have different preferences. So for example, like this guy clearly doesn't like sitting next to stinky people, but some people don't mind it, interestingly enough. There are people that will want to play loud music or want to sit by themselves, and then there'll be people that want to sit with someone else to have a conversation, or people that don't like loud music, or people that want to sit up in the front or want to sit by the window seat. So I have found it really fun to be able to like try and find the perfect positions for everybody to get all the different stars, because it's almost like it's not like Uber at all, but I guess in terms of like getting the score, like the more you can like match people's preferences, like the higher score you get, and like you get the best ranking. And I'll actually have you guys know, not only did I perfect the demo, I unlocked a bonus stage and I perfected that one too. So I have to say I am an S tier seating chart maker. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun. I quite enjoyed it. It also kind of reminded me, art direction wise, of Snipper Clipper or Snipper Clips. I forget what the name of that game is. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, Dig, but it was like
I'm not.
It was a Nintendo Switch game. Let me see. I'll actually pull it up. Also a puzzle game, actually. But apparently, this was not made by the same people, which I find interesting. Because I'm like, will they catch a case?
it looks very familiar.
I like maybe hold on, let me.
They look like they were. I could see how you would feel that these were by the same people.
Yeah. I'll have to double check to make sure they're not. Because like when I first played it on stream, I'm like, oh dang, this must be by the people that did Snipper Clips. And then I looked and it did not look like it was the same people. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Let's take a look while you're talking.
But yeah, you know, obviously similar kind of theming, art direction, like you're playing a puzzle game kind of thing, which is very, you know, interesting that it turned out like that if they're not the same developer.
They not the same developer.
Yeah. You know, indie developers also take inspiration from you know, like each other and also other developers. Do I think this was like egregious? Not necessarily. Do I feel like they could have put more of their own identity into it? Yes. And you can kind of see that with some of the different characters. Like they have like rings and bow ties and all these other kind of accessories. But it's very much giving Snipper Clips, which I'm not opposed to. I was just shocked to hear that wasn't the same developer. So yeah, that's I guess it's not even really a critique. It's just a concern for the developers. And like, you know, just watch out. Just watch out. But yeah, any thoughts after you're like seeing this trailer for a bit, Did or you know, any of the things I might have shared?
No, it looks cool. I just saw that the demo is still available, so I'm actually going to try it out for myself.
So we can see if you are also S rank, or maybe if I could teach you a few things or two, you know.
We'll see.
But yeah, this one's a fun one. The demo is clearly still up, so I encourage y'all to play it.
I hope it's still up. That'd be crazy if they allowed me to download it just to be like, yo, it's actually not available anymore.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do that. At least
I would be shocked. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. I wonder if this is gonna come to it says coming to iOS, Android, Mac, and PC. So not also not a console release, interestingly. But it might be, you know, you might want to avoid the Switch for reasons we've stated earlier. So like, I guess that makes sense. But this could I could see me playing this on the bus or something. So I don't ride the bus, on the subway. But yeah, this would be fun.
You're too good for the bus, huh?
Listen, I've heard horrible things about the bus. So like I could avoid it as I possibly can.
Elitism is real. I don't ride the bus either. I'm just kidding. I be driving.
I wish I could drive. See, the elitism is real. Look at him.
I don't live in a state that has good public transportation.
Neither do I in some cases.
Oh, you live in the ultimate public transportation area.
Listen, dude, most trains are delayed or like just disgusting, or it's a whole.
Our trains are non-existent. Our subway. Well, we have a train that goes to Chicago, and I think one that goes to Minneapolis now. But outside of that, non-existent.
You know, I actually, did my mic mess up?
No, you're fine.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if I will want to start playing, because I did switch things, but I don't know. I do think it's good to have public transportation, and it's definitely been like, I've had good experiences, but number of like gross or uncomfortable experiences I've had are like, it's like 50-50, you know?
No, that's fair. I only think about, you have the demo gameplay up. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I have more extended things. Sometimes it's just the trailer. So, you know.
No, that's fair.
You mix things up. But yes, this is one that Ditch played. He had some thoughts. It's Legend of the Perry King.
Yeah, so Legend of Perry King. Great soundtrack again. It's definitely obviously, Japanese, the old style Japanese. But I'm gonna tell you, this is the entire game. This is it. And that was my biggest issue with everything else outside of that. You're going to see as we're talking that it's going to get very old very quickly because there's no other attack. You can jump, you can duck, you can parry. That's it. So if you're looking for something that is very casual, I'm just going to pick this up, play for, 30, 45 minutes or so, this is your game, because I don't think the story matters. Like, it matters in the case if you want to learn more about the game, but in the case of, like, do I need to know this story or do I need to remember these combos or anything of the sort? No. Because, again, there are 3... Oh, yeah, I forgot you can heal. That's the other thing. Yes. So there are 4 buttons you really need to learn. Parry, duck, jump, which duck and jump are just up and down. And then can you, heal? So I probably personally wouldn't buy the game. I did have fun while I was playing it, but again, it got old, so it didn't have any longevity for me. And in any game that I want to play, I'm going to need it to have longevity. Like, this is the boss fight. This is the first boss fight. And as you can see, this is it. So
I have a couple questions for you, Didge. The first one being, well, since it's all about parrying, how did you feel about the parry mechanic? Do you feel like it felt good, or did you not like it?
The parry mechanic was interesting. And I hate that it sounds like I'm just like coming at this game, but this one is what I had probably the most critiques about. Even for everything that I talked about with Rise of Rebellion, I still had a great time playing it.
Yeah.
Whereas with this one, the parry mechanic, it felt like it was a little behind. So like you would hit the button and it wouldn't parry right at the time you had to hit, but you had to relearn your timing, things like that.
Souls, parries, and dodges.
But I think that would have been forgiving. Like I said, it was the repetitive nature of this. Like, this would have been a perfect mini game. Like, what sold me into like trying to try it out. You saw the trailer, and I was like, oh, I wonder, is this going to give me like Trek to Yomi vibes? It did not. Yeah. It did not.
So the other thing I have to ask you, Dish, is like, it does say Legend of the Perry King. So I feel like, it kind of delivered on what title was.
I'll give you that for sure. I guess I knew there was, obviously, when you have a name like Legend of Perry King, parrying is heavily involved.
Yes.
I didn't think it was going to be only
that is fair.
Like, I think at one point we might have talked through it and just not paid attention to the words pop up. It specifically tells you this blade doesn't cut.
Yeah.
And that was when I first knew. I was like, oh, well, this might not last long.
That is fair. It's so interesting to me that
see, look, this person, whoever it is, they got playing, they messing up that parry. Look at how that health is going.
I'm like, I don't know. I feel like this is one where like I would maybe want to talk to the developer and kind of, I guess, get to know the reasons as to like, I guess, what this game kind of means to them, and if they like playing different games or whatever, like they're more into like the pairing than they are into the attacking, or maybe if there's some kind of greater message about like, you shouldn't attack people. You should just like, redirect their energy back towards them, kind of thing. I don't know.
I have no, and if they did, I got nothing with that, because like I said, it was one of those things where I was like, there's no way that this is only parrying, right? Like, I got halfway through the tutorial, like, surely they're going to show me some type of attack. Yeah. And we pull up to this guy, and I'm like, oh no, we're really just parrying. So, all right, sure, whatever. We're here now.
Mm-hmm.
But to speak on the positives of it, the art was great. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
we're looking at it right now. I love the way it looks. They have some really interesting character designs. Like, I don't know how far this person gets. They're clearly struggling against this
Let's
head
see.
butcher.
We'll go past the. Oh, there's like a little story thing.
Yeah, so there is a story to it.
Oh, there's objectives as well. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't do so hot. So yeah, so these are the levels that you get. But so obviously, like I said, there's kind of a story. We're going to show you what I mean when I say it's literally just parrying, because this is the stage truly where I was like, oh, there's nothing else. There is nothing else. Because, all right, beginning of the stage. Let's just hopefully he walks in. You're at the boss fight of the stage.
Oh wow! Okay,
and you're ready to
Wow, that's crazy. So this is like a boss rush kind of. Oh well, he left. Is he coming back?
He'll be back.
Oh, that's crazy.
They wanted.
Oh
you
my
to get
gosh!
to
Yeah, there's
little
the story gate.
Yeah.
Wow,
so you got
that's
to the thing, so that way you know where you're, and then boom. So obviously you're fighting a different person, but it's they wanted to show you that person, and now you're at the boss.
The mechanic, yeah.
But to my point, what I was saying, like, this is another really good design. Obviously, we saw the big boss at the beginning, another cool design. So like, their art is really good. I think this just isn't the game for me, because I'm not trying to sit here and parry all day.
Yeah. I wonder, could this game be used to help someone learn to parry for like other games?
So like a training tool?
Yeah, maybe.
That's an interesting one. I don't know.
Because, you know, sometimes, like, I've played a game I've played some games where I felt like I didn't get to spend enough time with a certain mechanic, especially, like, parrying. Like, I rarely ever parry in games, or most games, I will say. So, if I could, like, set this game to, like, Ghost of Tsushima mode, or, like, I don't know, something where it's, like, it can help you learn to parry for, like, whatever game you might be playing. I'm like, that could be interesting. But I also, like, I don't know what that would do for the developer, I guess.
Yeah, I'm also not a big parrying person. And let me tell you, this day was not a great day for me, because I played this and then went to Rise of Rebellion afterwards. And Rise of Rebellion, when you get to the boss of the demo for Rise of Rebellion, and I didn't bring it up then, because it just reminded me now, that boss was very much parry. You have to parry. You will lose if you do not parry. Like I didn't get a chance to put out the video of my gameplay yet. I'll have that up going next week, and you will see the amount of frustration I had. At one point, I was like, I don't even need to beat the boss for the demo. You seen how I play? Because I was so frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
But then I finally ended up I got it with like this much health left. Like, wow. But that's because, again, it was nothing but parrying, and I think I was just so. I'm already not great at parrying, but I was also so over parrying after playing this that it was just a rough day.
You were tilted. I get it.
Yeah,
like, that's happened to me too. Yeah. Yeah. I'm interested to see like how other people will respond to this, and maybe let's see. There's probably some comments down in here.
Ooh.
There's no comments in.
Wait, skip ahead a little bit so you could see the. I wonder if I'm sure he went. Well, maybe they like they were struggling with Wandering Ronin. I was going to say, hopefully they went to some of the other bosses.
This one.
No. Oh, did they not? So there was there's a lady too that you fight. It didn't look like
see it.
It looked like they might have just skipped. She was giving me the business.
Oh,
it was rough.
That's a great like shape language of the animations is very cool.
Yeah, like I said, art specifically, it's great.
Yeah.
It was just the gameplay factor.
Yep, that is. I kind of want to see him. Like somebody must have had some kind of comment on this. Legend of Perry King.
It was funny. I was also talking about this on Geek Set, and somebody was, I think it was McCarty. He was like, "So is his name Perry?" Because obviously, I just keep saying Legend of Perry King. If you don't see it, you just think I'm saying like Perry King, like a person's name. I'm like, no, it's all about parrying. Like,
yeah. I mean, wait, does he actually have a name?
if you do, I do not remember it.
Hey,
Dang, I was hoping someone would show. I was hoping someone would show the other boss, because I think she's the princess of whatever. I forgot what they name her. It's that one, the Princess of Winter and the Eternal Flame. I wish somebody would have showed her. She was the most frustrating, but she probably had at least the best design.
Interesting. Okay. Well, it looks like Dig will be one of the first to cover this game. Get the developers some feedback. One of the few. But I like that they went out on a limb and just like it seems like they really made this game for themselves. Like this is a project that they take a lot of enjoyment out of. So I got to give them kudos for that.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, making a game is very difficult.
Yes.
And look, if somebody loves parrying, they are in.
Oh yeah. I feel like a lot of like what the heck? Oh, it's a fake Fantastic Four there. I feel like a lot of Dark Souls people, like I don't know if they'll beat the game, but I feel like they could be into this for a little while. It depends on how hard it gets. Like I feel like if it gets really challenging, like they might just feel committed just to try and prove it to themselves that they can do it. Like the masochist that they be.
Dang, not too much on them.
Yeah, that's the truth, Ditch. It's the truth. Okay, so this one that is a demo that Dig and I played together is Dark Water. This was an interesting one. This was actually recommended by Dig, and it was just us. You can see in this footage there was like several people, but it was just us playing together.
Yeah, we were going through it.
It was Dig was going through it. I was on the show.
Yeah, I was going
actually
through
no,
it.
I did die.
I was going through it. Jamie was running.
No, I was leaving bodies on the floor there looking for you.
I was too busy dying.
I killed many a people. This was an interesting demo.
Oh, we lost your camera.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn it back on. I don't know why that happens. It's like it's not even like it's disconnected. It just turns off. I don't know.
Whoa, we didn't run into that.
No, we did. Thank God we didn't. Thank God we didn't.
That would have been terrifying.
That would have been so awful. You know how I was pumping the water? I would have not. I would have been over. I'm like, we're going down.
I enjoyed this game for what it was. They definitely could have set us up better. Like that first time when we messed up and the ship got a leak. We didn't know what to do.
Oh, yeah, no. So let me see if I can find some gameplay. Otherwise,
I thought I saw. Honestly, well, it just said Darkwater game when you were typing. Isn't it? It's one word. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah,
that's the one that I saw before.
I could pull up the stream too. Like that could be something. I don't know. There we go.
Hear us going through it.
Yep. So there is, I forget where it was that tells you like how to play the game, but we found it after we'd already figured out like how to stop sinking the ship. So it wasn't too helpful at that point. But
no,
I can't remember. I don't know. They should have put that in a more obvious place, I think. But actually I liked that beginning part, even though like we were singing the ship, because it was like, oh, like this is like a puzzle. You have to figure out like how to get the ship going. Then after that, it was spooky, and I was less enthused. I was scared.
It wasn't too spooky.
It wasn't too spooky, but at the same time, y'all know I'm like I it's hard to get me to do spooky stuff in a new game. I have to know what I'm getting into, and I did not. So, sometimes.
No, that's definitely fair. We I'm gonna be honest, I went into it blind. It was after we had played Among Us. I was like, well, let's see what other multiplayer games. I was like, obviously I know I'm gonna spend a day playing all my single player ones, but what other multiplayer games can I put? And it popped up as, probably because of all the other horror multiplayer games that we played, as something that I would probably enjoy. So I was like, all right, cool, let's try it. And that's when I sent it to you.
Yep. And
I knew nothing else about the game.
Yeah, me neither. No, didn't. All I knew was Felly did was setting me up. But as a good friend, I'll do this for you, Ditch. I will do this.
I was not setting you up.
I don't know. I feel like you did a little bit.
We didn't get a chance to do any of this though.
No, yeah, which was that. I guess that's a plus and minus. I feel like for a demo, it would have been nice to have like a little bit more of a guided experience. But I think for the full game, that's probably how you want to do it, because then it's kind of like you make your own playthrough, and it's not just the same thing every time.
Yeah, for sure, and you can tell that's definitely what they were going for. Apparently, this wrench can do anything. This wrench just fixed the computer. That was crazy. I don't even know what it just did. By the way, you have no camera. I thought you knew. My bad.
Oh, I thought I just turned it back on.
You did, and then it went out again. I was just gonna talk it through while you were gonna do it. I didn't realize you didn't know.
My bad.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this game, because we also, after getting into the ship and we took out a couple people, we didn't really see much else. It was very much a search at that point, and we kind of got lost.
Yep. Yeah. So we started the game over a few different times, but on the most successful runs, there is 2 of them. So the first one, we docked on a ship and we got attacked. Didge got like freaking kidnapped. I don't even know what happened with that. So
it was rough.
I thought that they were gonna come up into the ship, and maybe they do at some point. So I closed the ship door, and I was just like kind of waiting to see like, what is Didge gonna respawn, or I don't know. He did not.
No, so I was watching you from a CCTV, just walking around. It was terrible. I have no idea. I had no idea where I was. There was nothing I could do except crawl from like a little crawl space left and right, and then look at this little, like I said, it looked like a CCTV.
Oh, maybe you were dead then.
Maybe, I don't know.
Huh. It sounds like you were kind of in the spawn room, or the room that we start in before like you get into the game.
Mm-hmm. No, it was much smaller than that. And I also was on the ground because I was crawling everywhere.
Yeah, I wish there would have been like some kind of guidance on like, if somebody goes down, like this is what you need to do, or if it was on Didge, like let Didge know what he needs to do to like come back into the game. Because I looked for Didge, like I didn't get any.
I need to look, y'all.
Oh my gosh, I looked for Didge. I didn't get any kind of like ping.
It was one of those like,
no,
I don't see you.
Like 3 people did for you. I died on like I think the 4th fight or whatever. Because I was like, I couldn't see. I couldn't freaking I don't know. There was just so many things happening. But yeah, if there was some kind of way I could have known like to bring Didge back, or if it's just like a permadeath thing, like say that so I knew like, okay, let's start over. Because I think that was probably our biggest hurdle with the demo, because I think we played for like an hour or so.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah, I feel like we like, just looking at what's on the screen now, like I don't feel like we got to experience as much as we could have. We did. Yeah. Well, you got to do, I didn't get to like buy things for some reason. I was not allowed to buy things. So you had to buy things for me. But
and it was calling you broke. I see.
we had the same money, and honestly, you were spending a lot of it. So we were broke. We were broke. It was our wallet.
I also didn't know that we had a shared wallet until
Spending
after I
it
had
on
bought.
torpedoes for who, dude? For who?
I sold them back, you know.
Oh, can you imagine buying a torpedo, then going back and like, can you take this back? I didn't need it. Bye, my bad. But we did go to like a couple different outposts, were able to find supplies, like kind of, I guess, I don't know if you could say hacked into terminals or just was like kind of reading things. We did like this Oregon Trail kind of thing.
I don't even know if we hacked into those terminals. They just left them available. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I think it was just open, I guess. I'm not sure. There's a lot of like mystery around this game that I feel like is halfway like, you know, I'd be interested to see like, I guess how everything comes together, but at the same time, I like how the hell did they what is supposed to be connected to what?
Yeah, I get that. But I mean, I think it's a game you definitely have to have a group to play.
Yeah, I think it would have been better. Oh, you carry the two pieces. See, I don't even know you did. I think it would have been better.
Where was I supposed to have this torpedo at? Like after I bought it, it didn't say it was in my like inventory or anything. No, I didn't. I don't think we made it back to the rack.
That's where this person got. They just went to the rack. So you manually. That's interesting.
That is
and
very.
Then there's like also just monsters that you'd be fighting. Like there's so much going on with
this. This is a lot.
Oh, you could close that. Well, why would you close that? That's the pump door. Why would you close that?
Because he getting attacked still. You know they in a fight.
Yeah, but like you're locking yourself off from the thing that's gonna empty out the water that's filling up the ship.
Look, his torpedo missed. Ooh, that's rough.
I don't know. I so many questions with this game. I wouldn't mind playing more of it. Oh, see. Oh, I guess all the water originates from the pump room somehow. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Oh, that's not even the pump room, is it?
This person's definitely like not gonna make it though. Like
they are playing by themselves, so you know they're. Well, it looks like they're playing by themselves, so it seems like they're doing a lot.
Yeah, they're going through it.
Yep. So I would definitely recommend. I don't know if this demo is still up, but if it is,
I will take a look while you check your camera once more.
Oh my gosh, it went out again.
Yeah, I think you've not seen my private chat. I didn't want to keep cutting you off.
No, so when I'm on the video, yeah, I can't see StreamYard.
That's fair. Yeah, the demo is still up.
Okay. So definitely get you a group of people to play this with.
Preferably more than two, because
preferably more than two. And then I can't remember what the note is for the tutorial, but look for information on how to play before you just start touching things. Yeah. Unless you just want to like, you know, learn things the hard way.
Your ship can't, or your sub can't sink before you do anything.
Yes, it can. I honestly thought that was what the game was at first. I'm like, just getting the sub up and going, and then like you go adventuring or something. I don't know. Like go look for the One Piece, maybe. I don't know.
Oh God.
But yeah, this was an interesting one.
It was.
I'll keep my eye on it.
It is on my wish list. I might check it out again. I'm gonna try to convince some people.
Let's see. Where shall we go next? I guess my game.
What is this sample text thing? Was that the end of the demo video?
I don't know. I see that on the screen now.
It's no longer here on the.
Oh yeah, it was. It was the end of the video.
That was like, yo,
interesting. Action. I wouldn't really say puzzle, but there's some things that you can kind of like explore and figure out. Basically, the premise of this game is that you're a lady that works for, I believe, an insurance company that used to be a spy. And for some reason, this insurance company is on a space station.
Interesting.
And it gets attacked by pirates. So you use your spy skills to get rid of the pirates. Interesting thing about the pirates, they have this technology that allows them to revive. So the only way to truly kill them is by popping off their head and like putting it far away from the body, pretty much.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Yeah, so it's like, you know, you can go the knockout route or like the kill route, but the kill route, you know, requires a little bit more work.
Right.
And it's got some like kind of goofy items that you can use, like you saw the banana peel just a moment ago. They got these cardboard cat thingies that
I was just gonna say. I see this is sponsored.
Yeah, you know, it was the cardboardness of it. I didn't know at first. Don't blame this on me. I didn't know. But that's actually an essential part of this game because you kind of run around rescuing these different, like, I guess, cat operatives or cat insurance people. And they feed you like information on like what's going on around the ship. Like sometimes they can like help you with little things. Yeah, so it's fun. It's definitely like, I guess I've never played Splinter Cell, but this is, I feel like, the closest I've played to it with like a goofy twist. And I really enjoyed it.
That is such an interesting comparison. I have played Splinter Cell. And that's such an... I would have to see how this plays. Because that's such watching this trailer and hearing that, I just can't put the two together.
So the reason I say that is because like you can you see that there's little doorways that you can go through. You can crawl into the vents. You can like break a window and go outside of the space station and then fly to the other side of the space station and like break that window to try and like either get away from enemies or maybe you want to get the drop on somebody on the other side of the map. There are like, you can kind of do a little bit of parkour where you can like jump up on a shelf or something to like get the drop on someone. Or maybe sometimes there's like little items and other things like hidden in kind of like hard to reach places too. You got a little scanner. I didn't use that a whole lot. What else?
What was the sneeze meter about?
You know, I know what it is, but at the same time, like, I don't really know what it's about. Basically, sneezing is a very big part of this game. So there's a weapon that you can use that is just black pepper, and you're just like throwing that on the enemy, and it kind of like stuns them a little bit, and then you can like jump on their back and knock them out or kill them, whichever you choose to do. And also to keep you, I guess, from just like hiding out in the vents all the time. Inside the vents, for some reason, I guess, well, it's not pepper, it's dust. So if you stay in the vent too long, you'll start to sneeze and cough, and the enemy will know where you are. How they get into the vent, I don't know. I didn't stay long enough to find that out. But it's a deterrent to keep you from, I guess, like hiding in the little hideaway places for too long.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
This looks like a very interesting game.
I enjoyed it. I was actually really surprised by this because, like, I feel like the previous trailers that I saw of it didn't do it justice because I think this is a Annapurna published game. And
yeah, it pops up at the beginning.
Yeah, I think they showed it off not too long ago, I want to say, but not in this most recent Annapurna showcase. And it just always looked like really goofy in a, I don't know if I want to play it kind of way. But
there's the black pepper. It's compressed black pepper.
Yeah.
Are they like pepper pellets then? Oh, you just threw the entire box. Never mind.
Yeah, you just threw the box. But after playing it, I'm like, oh no, like this is goofy. I feel like in all the best kind of ways.
Okay.
So I really enjoyed playing it. I didn't get to pick up like a rifle or anything like that. I mostly stuck with I had pepper. I think I had a wrench or something at some point. When you break the glass for the windows, like you can actually pick up that glass. You also another mechanic to the game. You can actually see it right here. I'll like rewind. So for some reason, your character does not wear shoes. So if you walk over some glass, it's gonna get in your foot. You're gonna start bleeding out. So you have to pull out the glass as soon as possible. Which I didn't know at first. So I was
Can
like,
you like pick up shoes?
I didn't see any shoes.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you
what a wild build. What kind of assassin are you? That's like, yeah, just no shoes.
Well, see, she's not an assassin. Well, she's a retired assassin. She's working in insurance now, and I guess she was sitting in her office with no shoes on when all this started going down. So she just had to get to work. Couldn't pick up the shoes.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
But yeah, that's another really cool thing about this game is that the environment is very interactive. Like I was saying, break a window, you can pick up the glass shards to.
Are you in space right here?
Yeah. She works in a space station.
Yeah, I didn't know you can go outside of the ship though.
Yeah, so you can fly. You can break a window, fly outside the ship, go to the other end of the ship, break that window. And
now you have two things of glass in your foot.
Well, you don't always. It depends. You don't always.
Okay, I was gonna say she when she went in on this one, she had glass. So I just
it doesn't happen all the time, thankfully. Okay. Otherwise, I would be hesitant to break the window.
Okay.
But yeah, that's one of the cool parts about the game. That very interactive. You can pick up the glass. You could accidentally step on the glass. There are, I don't know if it's shown in this trailer or not, but when you break a window to the space station, you can actually, there's like a little handle that you can pull to shut the window. So that way, the suction stops. But if you don't stop the suction, that area actually becomes like a low gravity area. So maybe if there's something that's hard to reach, you break the window and then you fly up to what you need to get and then you close the shutter. There's so many other things. I don't know. That's just one example, though. So I really, really dug this game, and I would recommend for anybody that's like me, that's maybe that's oh, this feels really goofy for a spy kind of thing. Give it a try. Give it a try, especially if you like goofy things, but maybe it's just the mixture just felt off. Just give it a shot. I think this was really fun.
Nice. Yeah, this definitely seems goofy. I'll give you that. Yeah, but it seems like it would be a good time.
Yeah, it definitely was goofy, but it was also a good time, and I feel like that's the best of both worlds right there. Let's see. This was. I'm trying to see if they had the developer on here. I think it was at the beginning.
Maybe. Oh, no, they jumped right into the game.
Maybe it's at the end. Maybe it's not.
I can look it up real quick.
But yeah, this game is supposed to come out March 30th, actually, which is not very.
It is by Blendo Games.
Blendo. That's
April 30th, by the way, and they might have moved the date since you knew.
Oh, did I say? I said March. I meant April.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the date right now. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. Not too far away at all. Let's see what we got next. It's Inya Life After Gods. Is that how you say that?
They never said her name. I couldn't tell you.
Oh, that's the worst.
I really couldn't tell you.
That's the worst.
But this game was a lot of fun. It's obviously you could tell it's a lot of platforming. Platforming is not my strong suit. You can once this video goes out, you can see some of my platforming woes there. But overall, all of this stuff is hand animated, so that's one thing.
Yeah, that's really gorgeous.
Cool. The different weapons. Actually, so I had got to this boss and beat it with. You had two weapons, so you have the little flail, you see. Obviously, these are your dual swords. That's what you start with. then you get like this little flow weapon, and then you fight this boss. And I was probably like 35, 40 minutes in. So I was like, okay, clearly this is the end of the demo. And so I turned it off, and then I was watching someone play, like watching some gameplay footage, and there was a whole third part with the third weapon. You get like some fists. So then I just went back in. I tried them out for a little bit, but I wasn't going back to fight another boss with them. So I say all of that to say is there's a lot of variation in this game. I don't know much about the story because this felt like you were just supposed to be exploring right now. Like,
okay,
I don't know fully on, like, I know it's post-apocalyptic, like everything is like you're sort of re-exploring the world again, and you really get that vibe of that throughout the demo, because almost every area had like a sub area or had like a different way that you can go. So like there were so many rooms where you might be way above, you go through it, and then you miss a platform and you fall all the way to the bottom, and you're like, this is an entirely new section. So now you're going through all that all over again. And so it was something that you can easily put a lot of time in. You can definitely, it has replayability, I should say.
Yeah.
So I say all of that to say that this was so much fun. This is definitely one of the better demos that I played during this next fest. They were smart to start you off with the dual blades. The flail is cool. It's kind of slow, so not great for, like, you really have to time it in, like they have like little dinosaur enemies, and you have to kind of time it before they get to you, so that way it hits them. Otherwise, they'll just dodge right through it, and now you're in a world of hurt because they're hitting you. The pistols are also a lot of fun. I didn't get a chance to try them out a lot because, like I said, you get it sort of really late into the demo. But I think this is something, I'm glad it's coming to console. If you like games like the Prince of Persia that came out, or Tales of Kinzera, like if you liked games like those, you will definitely like this. It's for sure worth playing.
Yeah, something I'm noticing with the footage is it seems like you can use the weapon attacks for like movement as well, which is cool, and not something I feel like I've seen a lot.
Yes, and with that, it's something that, again, how I was saying, like there are so many areas that have like sub areas or different areas within them. There are parts where, because you need to jump and use specifically the flail, that helps you like sort of, it's like almost like a grappling hook. You don't even, because you don't get that right away at the beginning, there are areas where you run through you can't get to, but then when you come back, you're like, oh, now I can get up there. And it's really cool that they didn't just save that for the full game. They left it into the demo, so that way you get that sense of exploration immediately. And again, I just cannot say enough. I cannot say enough about how beautiful it looks. The hand animation is so good.
Yeah, I like this a lot. So they said that you're kind of like re-exploring the world, I guess, after the apocalypse. So there's dinosaurs, and it seems like
there's a lot of
zombie things.
There's a lot. Like the interesting part about it is one of the enemies you fought, you were clearly, very, very clearly fighting a dinosaur. And then afterwards, I had like a little cutscene, and she was like, "It looks just like me." And I was like, "So is this like a dinosaur in a suit?" Because also, they like when you're letting the cutscene, you do see like a person's body, but I'm like, that wasn't what I just fought. What are we talking about here? So, this was another one where, like I said, the story, I don't fully understand it, and I don't think that was the point of the demo. I really think they wanted you to get the vibe of, look, you're going to be exploring this new world.
Yeah.
Explore. And so I did.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't see this one at all when I was like browsing through the Steam games. This is really cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I have it obviously on my wish list. I implore anyone who loves games like this to put it on theirs, because it's for sure one that I'm going to be keeping track of.
Yeah. Sick.
I don't think it has a release date. As you saw earlier, it did say that it was hitting consoles as well. So if you are a console player, Rejoice. Oh, it is March 27th. That is very soon.
That is very soon.
I'm gonna have to put that. I might have to put that purchase in.
There you go. Love to see it. Love to see it. Nice. Let's see. Oh, this one. This one was fun.
Which one we talking now?
Talking about Nubs.
Nubs was fun.
What is happening? Okay, there we go.
I also talked about this on the podcast because I was talking about how the what was it, the survey, how it had the age ranges and called the ancients.
Yeah, full screen this one for some reason. That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Let me see. I'm gonna refresh. But go ahead, keep going.
No, I was just like I said, we were talking about that. I was telling Bacardi about how they had how they were calling the over 40 crowd the ancients. We had a good laugh about that one.
Yeah, that was really crazy to me. But this was really fun. It's a brawler roguelike, or should I say roguelike brawler game where it's kind of like I don't play a lot of brawlers, so I apologize if my description is not great, but it's kind of like Smash if it was top down and you actually use the items and each round you have the chance to like earn a new ability to further build your empire to stardom, I guess. It was a lot of fun.
It was. I can't remember how many people that they said could have total. That was, I think, the one drawback is by the time we actually played, it was outside of the whole online area. So like,
yeah,
it was just you and I back and forth. Like, I think.
I think it said you could do like up to 20 people or something like that.
Yeah, which I bet that
crazy number.
I bet that has to be insane. Like,
yeah. See, so Dig's method was to pick up every explosive there was on the map. And just throw them at me. And unfortunately, I ran into what I think was a bug where I couldn't really shoot in omnidirection all the time.
I wonder if that was just your weapon.
I was using the same weapon most of the time. I
don't know, because remember we also ran into the thing that we were looking at the wrong person's abilities.
Yeah, there's that too. I'll have to look at the VOD again. Yeah. But whatever that weapon was, ass. Did not like it. Did not like that I could not shoot in other directions. That's just absurd.
No, I'll give you that. That is a wild
for a 3D game. Like, come on, man. Unless it was a freaking like laser beam or something crazy, I'm like, why do I have to limit the direction in which I shoot?
Because it's like, look, throughout this, I've seen no weapon that was only singular direction. I have to.
They don't want you to know, Dig, what they did to me. They don't want you to know. They developed that weapon specifically to hurt my chances of winning.
But no, the explosives they were pretty useful because not only were they just explosives, they had it was like an exploding poison. They had a container of freeze. I don't even know what you would put inside a container that when it breaks it just freezes.
Liquid nitrogen. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. But then it even had like stage hazards, which was cool. So like you have to continuously move.
Yep.
Even when someone dies, if you can't get like that final hit, I guess they can just come back to life. That was pretty cool.
That was like, I didn't understand that for long enough to have understood I probably ruined my chances of winning multiple matches. That was unfortunate, but it's also kind of interesting because like, oh
yeah, they just showed it right there.
Yeah, you kind of have another chance at like coming back, and I think even when you revive, it's like you're like half health, I guess.
Yeah, you have half health, so like unless you have a perk where that's going to get you back up to full health. You are still at a disadvantage, unless, of course, you guys were just battling it out and the other person's at one hit.
Right, yeah. So it's interesting. And if it was like you're on teams, which I don't even know, like I guess it's just like no friendly fire, but I could see how maybe you could like tag your teammate's soul or their whatever you want to call those things and get them back in the game or something, and like that could be cool. I feel like this is gonna be a big I could see this becoming its like own like niche esport community, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Let me see, is this going to hit consoles?
You know, let's see at the end here. They say wishlist on Steam. I don't know. Q2 2025.
No, yeah. All I see is platform Windows. Yeah.
You know, I mean, with enough success, I'm sure it could go anywhere it wants to go. So I would encourage y'all to try this out. They do have a Discord community where there's different play days. I think that's they're probably not going to do any other events for the moment, it seems. At least,
the
like,
demo's gone.
Oh, well, that too. So once the demo comes back, I highly encourage y'all to they actually have like a little schedule on the main menu that told you like when the community is coming together. But you can also join the Discord community, and I'm sure it'd be easy to party up with some people and you know, get the game on. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. This was one of the mix as well, apparently. Look at the mix. Love to see. Yeah, this one's really cool. Also, I really like the art direction for it. You have like the chance to kind of customize your character before the battle, and there's like a lot of different little options and colors, as you can see with the spinning dudes right there. So just other ways to like personalize your character and make it so that you don't lose yourself as easily on the screen, because I do that all the time playing Smash. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair.
So you know, like the more things you give me to be able to just find myself on the screen, like the better, honestly.
I didn't know you can combine powers.
I didn't know that either, and I'm glad you didn't know that. I'm really glad. But this is one I definitely would love to like get the crew together and play. I think we'd have a lot of fun.
For sure.
I feel like Isaac would probably be like really good at this game for some reason. So
that is fair. By the way, your camera. I'm gonna give you like one of these or something. I don't know. That way I don't have to.
I can't see you.
Oh God. Well, you got nothing. I have to actually tell you. All right.
Yeah, I just be like, by the way, I miss your gorgeous face, Jamie. Like,
I don't know if I'll go that far.
Why not?
I'll just go by the way camera.
You need to tell people what you really feel about that.
I don't know. I think I did that earlier. HR got called at work. So
did we talk about that on the stream, or was that off stream?
No, that was definitely off stream.
Okay, I was about to say, like, we weren't live then.
No.
Okay.
And it was like I said, anything crazy. She said I was being rude, and I don't think I was.
Nothing crazy. Lady was doing a lot. But anyway. So Didge played this game. I'm actually really interested to hear about your experience with this, because this looks like it could be something that I would like to play in the future.
Nitro Express was so much fun. It's obviously the classic side scroller, 2D side scroller. It's very much about shooting. Like
which is actually like, it's not necessarily against the genre, but it's like usually in these it's like a beat 'em up kind of situation, you know.
Yeah,
so it's already a little bit unique. To be fair, that way.
You are definitely. I guess you're not just beating them up; you're just killing them. But everything that you were facing was pretty much robots. Like you only played one stage in the demo, so I don't know if later on you fight any actual. It doesn't look like you do based off of this.
Yeah,
but you're essentially like a cleanup crew, like vehicular cleanup crew, like where all of these vehicles and like all these automated things are, they're self-driving or just self-actualizing, And so when they malfunction, this is when this crew gets called in.
So it's not like I guess a hacker attack kind of thing. They're just like
in the first, because I only played the one stage. They weren't under the guise that it was a hacking thing. Like the way that the guy was explaining it, like obviously like the chief, the way that he was explaining it, it very much sounded like this kind of happens. And I don't know if that's a case of, hey, maybe you're gonna learn as you go through more of the game. But no one was saying, like, she definitely, the way that you looked up at that lady and like she did the evil laugh, like she might be an actor. Like, I don't know. But no, the game was fun. It's like I said, it's a typical side scroller, but the idea of being able to utilize different guns, like you have your gun that you can change. So I had an LMG and then a shotgun, and then you were able to have, basically they're like I had like it was like I don't like your tools, I guess that's the best way to put it. So like you had like a little turret, then I had a revive thing. And
is that the thing with like the screen? Let me see. Get to
this is literally just the demo. So yeah, you go through that part.
Oh, is the demo this short? Is it like 6
minutes? Yeah, the demo is the tutorial and then the game. So if the first stage, if you beat the first stage, I think I had like probably 15 minutes of gameplay.
Oh, okay. I'll have to try and look for it. Let me see.
Yeah, I'll double check afterwards to see if it's still on. But no, so that's your second person, not that thing with the screen that's right there.
Yeah,
I don't know if this is multiplayer and where it's like the second player is going to be her.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, she just goes around with you. This person looks like whoever's demo gameplay this is. They took the grenade and then the throwing knives, but essentially those two things right there, those are your two gadgets, and that percentage gauge that you have beside you, your gadget or your percentage needs to be higher than that, like the number below the gadget, in order to use it. So like if they were at 30%, they couldn't throw out any grenades. And obviously every time you throw a grenade, it takes that percentage away. And as you fight and as you go through the stage, the percentage builds back up. So it's again very classic 2D beat 'em up style, where like you can break stuff and you'll have like a little food on the ground. It's they're like delivery drones, so you shoot the delivery drone out the sky. That's it right there. Once they shoot it out, like it'll fall. Obviously, the food is there, and the first time you do it, it's so much fun because the game is like, "Yo, did you just shoot someone's delivery drone out?" Like, and then you kind of be like, "Well, this is a no-fly zone. It shouldn't be here anyway, so it's mine for the taking."
That's funny.
And so yeah, this is the boss of the stage, and it's nothing about it was super difficult. Your biggest thing is just dodging at the right time, or shooting the weapon, or shooting the projectiles at the right time. So it's very much a timing based, and then just getting into the right gameplay loop. But it was so much fun.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's like, if the demo is still up, matter of fact, I can check real quick.
It is not, unfortunately. Only for Next Fest.
Dang. It was fun. They don't have a dedicated release date. It was just 2025, so I don't know where they are. It felt pretty polished. It felt like it was ready to go. I think I had one hiccup during the tutorial where at some point my top half got cut off. I don't know what happened. She was just playing, and I was like, "Yo!" I had to restart. So,
wow.
But other than that, everything ran smooth. So it felt pretty polished.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I really like the vibe of this. It's definitely giving like 90s anime, like mech anime kind of vibe. I'm kind of curious to see, like, you said we walked through the tutorial level, or I guess the tutorial and then like a prologue. I wonder like how much deeper like the combat can go from there, if you get like different shooting weapons, or maybe you can like
Oh
deploy
wait,
some
if you go back,
drones.
it had the that was pretty much all you. No, like he just had like whoever this is, they just had their like the all of the different controls. That I feel like that gives you the idea. That's I think it was right before this.
Right before.
Yeah.
Okay. Fire, gadget, kick, change weapons. Okay.
The only other thing that I think is a little wonky was the jump down part, which that short press of the left trigger, because it's a really short press.
Oh.
And so I think that's probably the only other wonky thing, but it happens. So if you don't jump up on anything, you'll never have to experience it. So it's not the worst thing in the world. That would be if I had to nitpick something that they should probably work on.
Okay. No, yeah, that's a good one to call out because, well, I feel like in general when I play like these beat 'em up style games, for some reason, I feel like 60% of the time, if I have to like go down a level, like there's always like a learning curve with learning how to get down from
for
like
sure.
one level to the next.
But no, this was for sure. I think this, if I had to rank out of all of the demos I played, this would probably be number 2.
High praise.
It's fighting for number 1. Number 1, we haven't got to it yet. We'll talk about it when we get there. I think that's just because I didn't expect to like that game as much as I did.
So number 1. So where is Inya? I don't know how you say it. You know.
That's probably number 3. Like we started off rough. I think this is my 3rd game. So yeah. I got 2 more left. Or I got 1 more left. This is the 4th game, obviously. We started off rough, and then it got better from there. And I was like, okay, now we're cooking with grease.
Okay, cool. Well, let's see. Next one. This one will probably not be too long of a talk, since it's something that most people are pretty familiar with. We got Among Us 3D. Actually, let me get something.
I was gonna say that just looked like regular Among Us, but I see it changes to 3D.
Yeah, let me get you something that's just Among Us 3D. Because there's been like somewhat of a resurgence now. Clearly, you could see like people are playing it once again. Let me see if I can find something. I don't know. I might just go with the first one and hope for the best.
Oh,
I'll just I don't know. Dang. I want to like show some. Let me go with Delirious. Delirious doesn't usually have a face cam. Just skip into the gameplay. There we go. Shout out to Delirious. Actually, I don't know. I feel like last time I heard about there was some craziness. I don't know. We appreciate Delirious for letting us use this footage. But so yeah, this is pretty much just like Among Us 2D, except in 3D. I do have some criticisms with this demo though that hopefully they iron out with the main game. So my biggest criticism, since I feel like people are familiar with this, so I'll just hop right to what I would like to see different. Is that when you're talking with people during the like investigation phase? Let me see. Oh, does he cut that out? Okay, cool. When you're talking with people, you can't see the map. Also, I did have this like glitch where like you look at different things and like it just stays on your screen for a bit. But it's like
I didn't have that.
That one, it didn't get in the way, so it's not a game-breaking bug, but the not having the map really affected like how you're able to communicate with people, especially since when we played it with no mics, so we were just using the text chat, which by the way was also very limited, which was weird.
Yeah.
OG Among Us, you can basically type anything you want for the most part. For some reason, this one had like very limited text options, so it was very hard to kind of communicate your innocence or someone else's guilt.
It had like basic things that were missing. Like one of the questions that is there is, where were you, and then you can put the character's name.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, there wasn't the reply of I was in wherever you're going. Like, so it's like someone's going to keep asking, where were you? Where were you?
Mm-hmm.
And you have no chance to reply, and that's really weird.
Yep, that's true too. So I don't know if that's what the VR version of this game is like. I would assume not.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't understand why these things would be so limited if they already had them to begin with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably my biggest critique. I did have somewhat of a learning curve with learning how to do like a couple of the tasks, but honestly, I'm starting thinking like maybe I didn't know how to do them even in 2D Among Us, and I just figured it out now.
My camera just died.
Oh, I was about to say you got the camera thing too. No.
I don't know what happened. It said my camera was too hot, and it's like I've streamed longer than this before. But it does feel like my
Streamlabs or StreamYard.
It does feel like the back of my camera is very hot though.
Oh.
I might be here audio for a second. Let me put up a picture of myself or something.
No worries at all. What else about this? It is classic Among Us, so still really fun. Definitely different kind of experience, at least for me, because I've usually played this on voice chats with other people, even if it was just strangers, and really enjoyed that. I think
we had a random who was terrible.
Oh yeah, they were just throwing. They were just
it was rough.
You know what was awful actually? So they messed up voting 2 rounds in like 2 different rounds, and I think Didge was gonna hit the button. So by the time Didge hit the button, I was like, oh, like I'm the owner of the server, like I can just kick them. I voted to kick them multiple times. It never like went through. So there was nothing I could do. So that sucked. That sucks a lot. Strike that win for the records, Among Us devs. If you see this, that was not legitimate. That was a Mickey Mouse win.
Dang. I at least got an avatar now while I guess I have to let my camera cool off. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Dang, hopefully your camera was good.
Yeah, that's worrisome.
But honestly, like if they could fix like a couple things, I didn't even try venting while I was an imposter.
I did. It's not the most conducive.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But
so when you vent, like, does that map of like where you want to go pop up, or what happens?
Yeah, and then you just sort of cycle through and pop out.
Okay, well that sounds like it's the same.
It's just the way, because it's 3D, the vents look really weird. And so it was tough to find them.
That might be why I didn't vent too. Because I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a venter. Like, if you see me just popping around the map, I might be venting. But I'm trying to think of like, would I replace playing 2D Among Us for this? Like, if it had the same features, I would be down to do it, because I like that you can do like the different like pointing and other hand gestures. I can't remember if you could emote in Among Us or not. I don't think you could, but
that is a good question.
I like the presence, like I feel like increased presence that you have from the 3D model versus just like being a 2D sprite. I don't think it made me more aware of like, oh, this person went here and did this and blah blah. I feel like that was just a mindset I had to get back into playing Among Us. But no, I think this is something that I would, if people are down to convert to 3D Among Us, I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
I would play it.
Would you play it over 2D?
Yeah, probably.
Here we go. We got another 3D brother. Oh wow, why is this staring? Scary. But yeah. enough said on this one. Y'all know Among Us.
We might be back.
Oh,
I think we back.
hey, I see you. You're back. Let's see. Welcome back, Didge, with your operating camera. All right, so this
kind
is
of operating. We'll see.
So this is one that Didge and I, or actually, did you said you played this, right?
This is the number 1 game of it.
Oh,
I love this game so much. Oh my god.
Go ahead.
So as I was saying earlier, I didn't think this would be something I would enjoy. I just thought it looked really cool. So I was like,
really?
let's see what it's about. I didn't know anything what kind of game this was about to be. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't look at a trailer. I think it showed up on something.
I think it was the Xbox ID at Xbox event.
Okay. So I just was being like, oh, this looks really cool. I'm gonna try it out. That was it. And I had so much fun, like picking out obviously the puzzle aspect of it, of like trying to figure out what kind of record to get this person based off of the little hints that they drew or hints they gave you. Seeing the different records and stuff. Like it was so much fun. It's definitely a casual, laid back game.
Oh yeah.
But I had a really good time playing it. And like I said, just you kind of feel like you're kind of learning about people, like learning about the people in the game. It's for sure something I'll keep playing. Like it's on my wish list. I'll probably get it.
It's coming to Game Pass.
Even better. We're good.
Yeah. You know? I really like this one too. Did you play the arcade game?
I thought it was gonna give me a chance at the end, so I was like, "Let me get through my work first." And like, thank you.
See, I was a bad employee. I was just going over and playing the game. But this was really fun. I also like the puzzle aspect. I'm not gonna lie. So, did you get like 3 points with everybody?
I missed on, and I wonder if he's gonna show up here. Oh no, okay, today didn't show up. He was looking for. Yeah, I was gonna say if you. Which one was he? He was the dog. It was like the dog one.
Oh,
he was a fan of that. He was a fan of that one, and so I was like, okay, maybe he wants to get like one of their old ones.
See.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna give him one of the old ones. And he was like, matter of fact, if this goes to it, I can show you the one that I picked. And
what's it?
I got that one correctly with the hair. No, I got the. Let me see. Wait, no, I got his correctly because this is the one where the guy has the beard, right? Yeah, I got him this one.
This was the one that you got right.
Yeah, I think we'll see once they pick because I remember what I picked for him.
See, because it was none of these. I messed up.
Yes, because I picked this one with right underneath still Mimi. I picked that one.
See, now why'd you pick it?
Because he said that he was a fan of Brick Dog, and he talked about the lead singer. This is the lead singer's. It's his solo album.
See, like,
oh no, wait, no, this is the Harmony one. This isn't that guy.
Yeah, this is the one where I think you're supposed to pick the choir one.
I did pick that too though, just because he's Harmony. This isn't the guy I'm talking about then though.
See, but so I got this one wrong, and I immediately knew that I like once you said that I didn't pick the right one, I knew which one he won, and I was like, bro, why didn't you just say that you won?
He said he wanted something harmonious.
He kept like waffling and was like, he has the Bad Toes shirt on. He was like, oh,
I didn't pay attention to his shirt. Kind of he said Harmony.
See, I was looking at I forget which one it was. There was one where I don't know what this guy would want. And I looked at his shirt and he had on like the shirt of the bit. I was like, oh, you got to look at people's shirts. I was like, oh, got it. Then when this guy came on, he's like, oh, I'm looking for Harmony. I'm like, that kind of feels like it could be the choir, but he's got the Bad Toes shirt on. Would you buy a Bad Toes shirt if you were not a fan? Apparently he would because he's fake. He
could also be a fan, but he could already have that.
No, see, wouldn't you be like? So I got like an older thing though. So he listen.
I think you were. I think you were looking too deep. I think you were looking too deep.
That's the whole point of my job, dude.
But no, go back a little bit because I even this is the same guy. Obviously, this person looked at all of the records. With the dog records, that one right there. That's a perfect screenshot.
Oh wait, hold up.
You have to click play first.
Oh, this person won. I didn't win.
Boom. So, I for the life of me, I can't remember which person it was that came in, but they were a Brick Dog fan. I remember that, and so I was like, they probably got the new Brick Dog one. I'm gonna get the Live at the Snack Bar 2013. Get them a classic. Man was like, thanks, I guess. I already have this. No. Like, I was so mad.
See, my other thing is, I'm like, why don't you just tell me if you had it? I'll go find a new one.
Other thing, like, what are we? But that's how I knew I was having so much fun because I was getting too invested, and I'm like, what are we doing here?
Let me see. What was the one? Was it towards the end or was it towards the beginning? Like the dad, he had the thing on his head, so he couldn't talk. That one was kind of like. I felt like I overthought that a lot. I got it right though, but it was tough.
I ain't gonna hold you. I got it right, but I guessed. I got lucky.
Oh,
I just picked something.
Dang, wait, is that not?
Wait, did they not? It might be like one of the first ones.
I don't see. No.
Did they skip some of them?
I didn't. I don't think I did. I have this. Maybe I did. I would hope they wouldn't skip the like craziest looking dude.
I think they did because
that's crazy.
Now you're into the person who had to make the show.
Yeah, it's no, yeah. I guess they didn't get it, or they skipped it. I don't know. Dang. But yeah,
I know which one you're talking about, though.
Yeah, that
is
one
it right
was
before
like.
This one?
I don't think it's in here.
I don't think so. I'm just like,
yeah.
Interesting.
From here and see if it pops up. But yeah, I don't think it's in there for some reason.
Yeah, that's crazy. But no, this was for sure a fun game. Like I said, it's something. Again, like I was talking about earlier with Legend of Perry King, it's something where you can pick up out of random and just go, oh, I'm going to sit down and play this for 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And then go about your day.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. This, like we discussed, definitely has like a puzzle aspect to it and trying to get to know people, but also like what you hear what they say, but then you actually have to understand what they meant, or what their soul was trying to say. Did you do the Tamagotchi? I messed with the Tamagotchi every time.
I did not. Oh wait, no, yes, man. I did. Yes, I did.
I was about to say, how could you?
This one took me a while too. By the way, your camera's off.
Okay.
This one took me a minute because he said he just wanted to sell. They had like 4 of them that were on sale. And I was like,
oh, really? I didn't even look at that. I found the first one that was on sale. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I think because whichever way you start, you don't always start with these 3, which is obviously this is the one that's the first one on sale. Mm-hmm. I saw the ones by the dog, and it had a sale sticker, but I was like, is that the best sale? I'm gonna try to get this guy the best sale. Mm-hmm. And then that's how I got to this one. It was the cheapest one. And I was like, you know what? He seemed like he cheap.
Yep, I got lucky with this. I was like, oh, this was on sale, bet. But yeah, I really have fun. See how he got the tag on his shirt too.
I didn't pay attention to that at all.
That's the first thing I saw. Like, oh, this man, I see what he's about.
Did you input any did you put anything on your receipt, like any of the emojis?
Every time. It was a custom receipt every time.
Oh, mine wasn't mine. I had a calling card. It was the heart. Uh-huh. It was the fire, the heart, the rock and roll symbol, and then the music.
Oh,
that
that's
was my
funny.
calling card each time.
That's funny.
It was essentially
cool.
it was supposed to be Love Fire music.
Oh, okay. I see it. I see it. That's dope. I was just putting random stuff each time. If it was a Brick Dog one, I would put like a dog in there, but I put like a bunch of like Fire Heart, all that kind of stuff. I was just putting random stuff.
No, that's fair.
I'm like, let me just press all these buttons. And yeah, I really enjoyed this aspect of the game. And there's also like a little arcade game that you can play. Let me see. Let me go back to it.
Yeah, I'm
seems like
so
this person
sad I didn't get a
actually
chance
won. I did not win. I played a couple times. I didn't get too deep into it, which by the way, I love that this game is sponsored by Big Dog. That's a sign that like, you know, this is gonna be a great game, I'd say.
For sure.
But yeah, I didn't get too far into it. This was actually like kind of challenging little mini game they had. So I could definitely see myself like putting some time trying to beat it. I could also see myself like, you know, just never beating it ever. Just be like, that's the arcade game in the corner that someone will beat. It won't be me, but someone will do it.
The crazy impetus of this is that she's there like, yo, can you help me? Should I get this?
Yeah.
You just there playing the arcade game.
I'm like, yeah, I'll be there in a second. I see what I was playing at DJ V was watching. He played the demo and he was like, man, you're such a bad employee. And I'm like, listen, like the person I was playing the arcade, let me play. I feel like it's only fair, you know. Don't want to be impolite.
No,
I gotta take my turn.
You was being a bad employee.
I gotta take my turn on the arcade. Make sure it's still functional, you know. Every day you gotta check in.
Nah. Us real workers, we were out there making sure that everybody would get in the records that they wanted.
You're right. We were doing that, Ditch. I appreciate.
I don't know about you. You were out here playing games and whatnot.
Listen, I only played a little bit. And you said you played the Tamagotchi, so you played games too.
I just clicked into it, you know, as I was.
And
I
just clicked
around.
onto this, okay? While I was searching for a record, I was hitting the buttons on the arcade, like, you know, do a little thumbstick, and I moved on, you know. I had a little. Listen, I am legally allowed to have a break, and I chose to take that break while I was working every couple.
I don't know, man. They ain't got no other employees. I don't know if you allowed to have a break at this place.
You know, so that's interesting. And I do want to dig into the like the story a little bit, because I was also like, I want to know what happens next.
It's messy.
It is so messy. So basically, the lady that owns this record store is also broke, apparently. I didn't know that she just hired us and she was like about to close the store. I'm like, why'd you do this to me?
Definitely. Okay, cool. I'm out of job.
Like, I know. But way back in the day, she and her friend started a band, and then like her little sister took her high school sweetheart away from her. The band broke up, obviously, because that's band breakup worthy. Yeah. And now she's running this record shop, and then you see towards the end here, the little sister shows up. I like the nerve of this woman.
I also didn't think that it was that many years that had passed. Like when they showed her at the end and stuff. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh,
she looks older than her older sister.
Yeah, I'm like, what? How many years has passed?
Yeah, like I don't know what she did. She must have been doing some drugs or something. I don't know.
I mean,
that'll do it to you, man. That will do it. I feel like it's that, and then also trying to like feign youth with like the pink and the pink streaks and all the color, and like, you know, I feel like that kind of makes a person look old sometimes too, and you don't look like dress your age, you know. Yeah, not saying you gotta like dress like you're an old woman all the time, but you know, sometimes it don't work out. Not everybody can do it. Yeah. But her fashion choices aside, I really enjoyed this demo, and I'm actually really excited that you know, it'll be coming out soon, right?
Let me double check.
Let me see.
I did not think it was soon. Oh, the demo's still available, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you haven't played it, yeah, it's to be announced.
Oh. It says summer right here. Oh yeah. Yeah. That hurts. Wow. Damn. Well, I'm gonna move on before I get more depressed. That's sad. Let's see. We'll get through your last one, and then I think
That was my last one.
no, you got post trauma.
Oh, I forgot about that game. I didn't play. I didn't play that much.
Is that a good or a? Well, I don't think it's good. Is that?
No, it was just because it was late. I was tired.
I remember seeing this trailer a couple times.
Yeah, it's a survival game, so it was fun.
How you gonna survive with them cheeks clapping like that, dude? Oh, go ahead.
No, it was definitely fun. It's like I said, it's a typical Survivor game. I didn't have. I was just really tired by the time I played this. I didn't play this too much long, and because it comes out at the end of this month, so I was like, oh, you know what,
March 31st.
So I was like, whatever. I'll probably just wait until then. I think the demo is still around, so I think I should still have time to play it more.
Okay,
but it's everything that you know from a survival game. You are going in, making sure you have everything, like all your loadout ready and stuff, and then going through it. Like it's for sure a fun demo. I was hoping that it would have been, because I think it's single player, and everything I got for the vibe of it, like I felt like this would have been fun to do as a group.
Oh, interesting.
But this one, I think it's for sure better than the first two. So like that's why I said I finished strong. Like the first two, we kind of started off like, man, I might have picked terribly for Next Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got into the meat and potatoes, and I'm like, all right, I like what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, like you definitely.
So you're kind of like searching around. Yeah.
So it's survival in the aspect of things pop out at you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be too loud. I don't know if I can't remember if it had like a loudness gauge. I feel like that's typical in survival games, but I don't remember how much of it being a part of this one. It was more so like, yo, this is creepy.
Thing, I guess. Is that a save or?
Yeah, that's like looking around and whatnot. It's creepy. Like he's about to get into some creepy stuff. Actually, maybe not, because they turned around. They were like, nope.
Nope, they're just like me. Let me see.
I'm curious if this is gonna. Cause I had one really bad jump scare.
Ooh. So it scared you, did it?
It was. It definitely. It got me.
Did you scream?
No, I hit one. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I hit one of those. But
so what's the situation with this guy? Why is he down these subways?
So he woke up and he's like in this reality.
Oh no!
So you're kind of trying to figure out, one, what's going on, and two, I need to get home. So like there are puzzle aspects of it. Like it's not just fighting. There are things that you need to do in order to try to get back home and stuff. Like I said, it's very much a play on tension, I think is the best way to put it. Where it's like, obviously you already saw him fight one of the monsters, but a lot of it is built on like stuff like this, where it's like, okay, I'm going into this thing. I see stuff growing out of the wall. I see areas that look like something creepy is about to happen. Mm-hmm. Do I want to continue that way? Is this actually my way out, or is this something that's just leading me into a trap? I went into so many traps. Trap. Like you see something like this, and you're like, clearly I'm going the right way, and not always. Like there were instances where you would go through that thinking like, all right, I got to be brave, got to go through this. And I'm just there just so I can get a jump scare.
Oh, okay.
So, like I said, it's one of those ones where I like his style. He saw something walking, said, "Nope, turn right back
Like,
around."
no,
I
no.
did that a couple times.
Dang, he going all the way back.
I definitely did that a couple times. But
Uh,
it was fun because it felt like, remember when we played that Backrooms game?
yes, how could I forget?
But you remember how once we got past the initial area, there was like stuff you had to go and find.
Yeah.
It felt like that on a larger scale. And obviously because there are puzzles to this, it's more involved than just, I'm trying to remember the name of this one demo I played the last Next Fest, which was again almost like a Backrooms type game, but I spent so much time just walking from room to room and there was not really anything. This one was refreshing in the fact that stuff did pop out, stuff did, like, there were things to do. Okay. So if you like horror, this is something you should definitely check out. I think the demo is still available, like I was saying, unless I just because I never uninstalled it, they're just still showing in my library.
Let me see.
Yeah, let me know if you can find it, because it's still showing up in my library, but that just could be because I forgot to uninstall it.
It doesn't look like it's still available. Nope.
That's a shame. Well, hopefully once the game comes back out, they'll hopefully put the demo back up.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, if you're a fan of horror or you're a fan of survival, this is something, it's fun.
Okay, yeah. Because I know, like, watching this, for me personally, I was like, this looks like it could be maybe a little jank. I don't know.
That's fair.
Which isn't always a bad, or yeah, it isn't always a bad thing when it comes to playing games. But yeah, I didn't quite know how to feel about it, because a lot of things that they showed felt kind of disconnected, and it kind of makes sense now with like hearing your explanation on like how like you can like walk through a door and like all of a sudden be in like this different kind of environment, or walk into traps and different things like that. So hearing that there's like a bunch of like jump scare traps,
so they're not always, because the whole point of this is that you don't have, like, obviously he has his crowbar, and I was fully fighting anything I came across. They do have like it is designed to be, do you want to fight your way through this, or do you want to almost flight your way through it? You know, it's big on fight or flight. Do you want to figure out a way around it?
Nice.
So no, yeah, like I said, it's one of those things. You have to be the right type of gamer to enjoy this. And I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. So I say try it out for yourself. Hopefully they do bring the demo back, because I think it was huge in, you know, gauging your interest or not.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I like about Next Fest in general, is just having the opportunity to try games that you were looking forward to, but also games that maybe you're just like, you know, like, I don't know how I feel about this, so let me just actually play it so I can like voice an opinion on like my actual experience, rather than just like, oh, I saw this thing, I didn't like it. Like, you know, what does that to do with the game, you know? So yeah, I like that, you know, you're able to find out like, oh, you know, like you're more into this game than maybe you thought you were gonna be.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of those ones where I don't think it would be a day one purchase, just because again, that it takes a lot to be a day one purchase right now, because there's just so many games out.
Yeah. There's
oh my god, I feel like it's never ending. But it's something that, you know, come October, when I try to do all my horror game binges and like horror game streams, this is probably one of the ones that I'll pick up and like, oh, you know, let's put some hours in for the month of October.
Oh, so we got a sneak peek. They're just doing horror game streams. I'll be there with the popcorn.
What you mean? I'm gonna do some multiplayer ones, so you'll be a part of the crew.
With the popcorn, yes, the popcorn.
No, you'll be a part of the crew going through it.
Going through that popcorn. That's right, dude.
Not
Got
going
my
through the
salt and
popcorn.
the butter, you know. Yeah, I
No,
got
we're
all the
gonna be
fixings for the
we're gonna
popcorn.
be in the action.
Yeah, all that chomping action did to the
No,
popcorn.
the action of running through the game.
Oh, that's a weird way to say eating popcorn did, but you know. I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
Playing the game, I know.
That's great. You know, this is cool. And this is one that was like I feel like we've seen a couple game awards slash big gaming ish events. So I'm happy to see it come to fruition because you know, I haven't talked about it here on the channel, but you know, Wonder Woman's canceled, so that's the thing. It's unfortunate.
Wonder Woman was canceled, and that is very sad.
Yeah, I was really like I was holding out hope. I really was, but you know,
It was
not
getting
meant to
lower
be,
and
I
lower for
suppose.
me.
Yeah. So I'll have to run through these last few really quickly since we're already bumping up on a couple. Well, actually, we're past 2 hours at this point.
I just noticed that. I was like, oh god.
I have not eaten any food, so I'm ready to like eat a cow at this point.
Oh yikes!
But the games that I've played, y'all can actually see my playthrough of them if you're curious. It's just titled like Steam Next Fest, or it has something like Steam Next Fest 2025 in it, in the title of it. But I played through the Wheel World. And this was a lot of fun. This is kind of a like more of a technical demo than I thought it would be in terms of like you can customize your bike all the way down to the frame, the wheels, the handlebars. I think you can do like the there's like some other things you could do with the bike too. And it's basically like you build your best version of your bike that you can, or like whatever feels good to you. And then you take it to the countryside and start racing folks. There's like different, you would say biker gangs. It's really, I guess, cyclist gangs, you know, that would be more appropriate. And you got to show them that you deserve respect. And you got to get that respect by winning these races. And there's also the little floating skull is a god, actually, but a god that's kind of like lost its power. So you help that god regain power by winning this renown, so that you can get into other areas and talk to other like smaller gods and get a little bit of power from them. So by the end of the game, I think they'll be restored and they'll be able to like power that little building you saw at the end. Let me see if I can grab it. Like whatever's going on here, that's supposed to be what our little god is supposed to be doing. But yeah, so it was really fun. I think that the bike riding felt really good. I think this game demo could still be up. It feels like it could still be up. I recommend people try it out, especially if you like, I would say racing games. If you like games like Trials, where you're kind of like on bikes and you're kind of crashing around. You can't necessarily like spill out on this, but you could do some like pretty cool tricks, and there's different like environments that you can get through to try and like find the big jumps to go off of. So I think that's fun. The racing was pretty fun, kind of adrenaline pumping, which like I don't know, when you think about cyclist racing, like it might not seem like the most exciting thing, but when you're in there, you're like, oh my god, like I gotta freaking use the drafting and the boost and the jumps to try and get ahead of these people and just have them eat my freaking dust. So yeah, I had a great time with this demo. It was a lot of fun.
Is this made by the same people who did OlliOlli World?
I don't think so. I think that
it feels very
shut down, actually.
Oh no, I love that game. Let me see. It feels very reminiscent of it. Roll 7. They are definitely shut down. It started off, Roll 7 was a British video game developer based in London.
Yeah. Just unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate. OlliOlli World was great.
I was thinking about
Oh, they
playing
did
it.
Roller Drome.
Yeah. Roller Drone was cool.
It was okay.
Oh.
I didn't know you were gonna say something. I was just gonna leave it at they did Roller Drome.
That's fine. You know, I played it through cloud streaming. Actually, it was the first game that I ever cloud streamed, which might not be the best selection for it, because I feel like there's like some, not necessarily like Twitch kind of controls that you have to make, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're roller skating and you're shooting at things, so you know you gotta kind of have a little bit more control, I think. But that was
I'm trying
also,
to
you know,
remember what
maybe
I
cloud
played it
streaming is
on.
better now. But
I think I might have streamed. No, I might have just played it, like, obviously playing the Xbox games on my computer. It might have streamed through that too. But I was not as much of a fan as I was, especially of OlliOlli World.
Yeah, I could see how I could have gotten into it, but I was also like, I would have needed to downloaded it to really tell you what I felt about it. But I thought that was cool. When I played it, I thought it was cool. Yeah, but this next game is Haste Broken Worlds. This was an interesting one, and definitely I went out on a limb when trying this game out. So it's definitely going for like the schmovement kind of what would you call Sonic? It's not platforming. Well, it's sometimes platforming.
I was gonna say it might just call it platforming.
But this is like, it was just like a lot of running on, like just running across fields and stuff. Well, one category I can accurately assign is that this is a roguelike game. So so each level that you run through, actually, first off, there's like I can't tell if it was a hub world or something else, but from my understanding, it was a hub world that you touch this shard and it brings you into this roguelike mode. And from there, you can, like, obviously you see you run through these different maps and your objective is to make it to the end. They do have a scoring system, something that I did not do super well with. And there are, like, let me see. Pause it right there.
Your cameras, by the way.
Okay. There you go.
Oh my god, I didn't know that was gonna have that sound.
So you can see the pathway. You have like different options. So there's like somewhere you can go to kind of regain some health. There's just the regular level that you'll just run through. Standard. There's like this boss level that I tried one time, or a mini boss level, I guess you could say. And I tried it one time, did not understand what was happening at all. Failed it. Had to start my run over. From that point on, I actually avoided all the little skulls. I don't know if the skulls are like actually just death, or if it's supposed to be like, hey, this is a mini boss, and you kind of like figure out what to do. But basically on that level, you run up and there's like this little circular island that you have to get into, and it has like a rotating shield. So you have to kind of like maneuver your way.
You gotta time
shield. You could kind of like maneuver in the air, so you don't really have to time it. You just kind of like snake your way in. But then what was weird was, and you can kind of see this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is like, at least you got upgrade paths and stuff.
Let's see, where was it displayed? It'll be somewhere in this trailer. Oh, here we go. Like you can see this kind of like corruption. They didn't really explain what was happening with this, but there's like corruption that happens as the level goes on, which kind of low key means you're going too slow. But there's also, I found that the more time that I spent in the air, like the easier it was for the corruption to catch up to me. So you kind of have to like limit your air time, which does make sense with the biggest mechanic, or the mechanic that had the most emphasis in this game was there's like a dive mechanic. So when you're running and you're going off these hills, like your character pretty much like automatically kind of jumps, and what you're supposed to control with A is actually the descent from the jump. And what you want to do is, if you're running in between.
So wait, it just looked like they were running into that.
So like that The thing at the
That wasn't the
end.
corruption?
No. That's a rift or
It
something.
had like the same
That's
color
the end of
scheme.
the.
That's why I thought it was.
Yeah, that is fair. That's not something that I thought about, but that is true. It does look similar to the corruption. Maybe that's a story thing, dude. Y'all know you.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
But yeah, the way you want to play this game is if there are like 2 hills in front of you, you want to land in the valley of the hill. Somehow that gives you like the best footing to just like keep going. I don't know how. I don't know why it's so important, but you got to land in the valleys. I was not very good at landing in the valleys. I tried my best, but it felt like when I was able to consistently do it, it was more so just like the game kind of doing it. Like if I went over small hills and she kind of just like did her own thing, versus if I went over a big hill and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to control like when I land. I'm like, more often than not, I would get like the okays or the goods and not really a perfect. So that's something I would still like kind of have to learn. And I'm also, I don't think I said this at the beginning, but I definitely said at the beginning of when I played this demo. I'm not great at Sonic. I'm not great at the kind of movement kind of games. So this is really me going out on a limb and just trying something different, because that's one of my goals for the year is to try and push myself to do things that I wouldn't typically do. And
that means more horror games. Let's go.
That's not what that means at all. I play a lot of horror with you, so maybe I should chill on this year.
Nah.
Do something different. But I'm curious to hear like what a Sonic fan or someone that likes these fast-paced movement kind of games perspective would be on this demo, because from what I've played, I'm like, it feels kind of basic, at least like from what you can see. I played, like, I called it Green Hill Zone, basically like this level.
Yeah.
And then there's like kind of this dark jungle, and I think I played like an icy level a couple of times. But outside of that, like I never saw this map. Like there wasn't too
so
much
this
variation.
isn't all part of the same of the one that you were.
Yeah, it's not all included in the demo, at least from what I played. Maybe I took a path that just kind of led me to more similar environments, but yeah, from what I experienced, I did like a lot of the same environments, which it's a demo, so I'm not gonna like dig it too hard on that. But the mechanic for this game is really just like pushing the stick forward, occasionally hitting A if you really feel like you need a dive, and just try not to run into things. Which, I feel like you could kind of say like Sonic is somewhat like that in some ways, but this didn't fully click with me, even with that in consideration. Like I don't think it's bad by any means, but like Did said earlier, I just don't think this would be a game for me. But I'm glad I gave it a shot, because I was really impressed with how easy it was to kind of like maneuver around in the air and on the ground. It just came to when it came time for me to take control and make specific movements, that's where things I feel like kind of fell apart, which is on me, not on the game.
It looks fun though.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think people enjoy this. But that was Haste Broken Worlds. Let me see. Got any info on this? Might be Landfall, probably is the developer. And
I can look it up too.
I'm trying to see, is there a release date? The release date it's out. Came out on the 24th. So there you go. And you can still.
I thought that was
actually it says available coming soon, but it says maybe the release date was the 24th, or the release date for the demo was the 24th.
That's what I think, because it still says coming. So the demo's still out too, by the way. You can still play it.
Yes, you can still download the demo. So give it a try. See for yourself. Maybe you got the movement.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one I played, which I feel like a decent number of people will be familiar with, is Mecha Break.
I played this before. I'm curious to know if anything changed from the last time I played.
I don't know. I saw you play a lot of multiplayer matches. I played a couple. I in this demo you can kind of go through the tutorial and the prologue. That was really fun. I really like the combat. So you can kind of go for a more shooter style combat. I liked being up
Mm-hmm.
close and personal with the melee. I felt like really at home with that. And when I actually got into like the multiplayer, when I switched to like the brawler mech, that's when I was like really cooking with it. So yeah, I think that's probably my play style when it comes to this game.
Yep, I was the
Um,
same.
I think as far as the I guess difficulty when it comes to the like actual story, like the PvE part of it, I think it's the PvE. I didn't think it was like too difficult. Like you could definitely die if you weren't paying attention, but I also felt like it wasn't like hard enough to where I felt like I really had to like lock in to play it. I'm
Right,
curious to see
right.
if like
Camera.
okay, I'm curious to see if it'll have that difficulty spike in later levels, or maybe if that's really just they're depending on the multiplayer to kind of bring the difficulty there. Because obviously there's rankings. There's also they do have a loot system where you can open up loot boxes and whatnot. So that's obviously, you know, something that is a polarizing feature, I guess, in a lot of games.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was essential to what I was trying to do. I didn't build a bunch of mechs, so I think like maybe if I got more into the mech building, I would have started looking at those resources more carefully. But I did not do
Right. I don't think it was even an option when I played. I think when I played, it was still the beta,
that.
so I don't remember there even having the option. Like to your point, I do remember like having the tutorial, the prologue. Then it jumps you right into the PvPvE. Um, I was curious if there was like a single player. It doesn't seem like when they were showing the game modes, everything was PvPvE, and they had like a 3v3 and a 6v6. So this is very much a multiplayer game,
Yeah.
which isn't a bad thing. I was just curious if that was something that they were going to have for the actual game.
I feel like what I played with the prologue, I could see that continuing into like its own campaign. I don't know if that's something that's going to be available at launch or if they're even
Yeah,
considering that, and that's just really it's just supposed to be a tutorial. But I would have liked to see like what they would have done with that and kind of learning why everything is the way that it is.
hmm but no, yeah, I'm glad you had fun with it. I didn't play this one simply because I had already played it once, and I
Mhm.
didn't expect that too much was going to change. But I am really glad that more people are getting a chance to play it, and the more people are having fun with it.
Yep.
I definitely think once it comes out, this will probably be something I'll play. I still have to finish Armored Core though, so
Mm.
we'll see when. That's probably I only got it in for me for one big giant robot fighting game, and I already got Armored Core.
Okay.
So maybe once I beat that.
I see. Okay. But yeah,
But
this was a lot
yeah,
of fun. I do there is a depth to the combat that I felt like I was in the shallow part of it. I was starting to explore a little bit more with the brawler where I felt like more at home combat wise. And maybe that was like I don't know if it's like I guess lower barrier to entry with the brawler, or maybe just that moveset clicked with me more. Um, but I do think there are some different combos and stuff that you can pull off. And clearly, like, you saw all these lasers and stuff. I didn't see anybody do that when I was playing, so clearly
oh,
somebody's
you
gotta be able to do it.
man, when I was playing in the beta, I swear he had to be a developer or something, because he was coming in, he had all the moves, and I'm like, how are you doing any of this, man? But it's very action packed, so like that
Yes.
was something I really enjoyed.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a very cool game, and,
If I remember correctly, and let me check before I say that.
uh-huh.
I think it was going to be free to play.
Yes, you're right.
Okay,
Yep, it will be free to play. So let me see. When does it come out?
That I do not know.
It says spring 2025, but this is like from a year ago. So let's see. Any info?
I'm on their actual website, and it does not. It just has the pre-launch global invitation.
Well, I guess we'll stay tuned. Maybe it will launch sometime in the summer. I think that's when summer's usually pretty big for games, so
yeah, they're already like getting their esports events together. They have to be in the final stretch. Yeah. On their homepage, that pre-launch global invitational is an esport event.
Interesting.
And like they have their creator program set and like ready to be set up. So
get in.
I'm gonna have to we're gonna have to cut that last sentence about Vector or about Armored Core then.
I mean
no, I'm just kidding.
I like you can play both. You can play well.
Yes, their pre-launch invitational starts March 13th. So next week.
Yeah, next week.
I don't know what that means for the actual game release.
Yeah, I think did Overwatch do something similar where they had like the Overwatch League before they launched, or was that after? I can't remember. But it is very interesting I wonder what is the developer for this game?
Amazing Season Games.
Amazing Season.
Season is spelled C-Sun.
C-Sun. Wait, look. It feels. I see my camera turned off. The light went off.
Oh yeah, my bad. I meant to say something.
Oh, you're fine. It feels like they're investing quite a lot into this, and it hasn't like fully launched. Of course, you see the success of the beta, and people are excited to get into it. But the beta, a successful beta, doesn't always carry over. Okay, so actually, no, that's Google AI. Let me actually see.
Yeah, I'm looking on like even on their like Twitter page or X page, I guess, it still doesn't have anything about a date. It still just says spring. So maybe it said that pre-launch invitational was March 13th to the 16th. Maybe a launch will coincide with that because the 16th is. Oh, that's a Sunday. I doubt it'll be that. Maybe it'll coincide with the start next Thursday.
That's possible. It could be it. And I was trying to see if this was a Chinese developer because it feels like a big move that a Chinese developer would try and do. And it is indeed a Chinese developer, so it's very interesting. I feel like a lot of Chinese developers, they've been making big moves in the West, but more importantly, honestly, just in China in general, because there's a huge market there that they are willing to support fellow Chinese developers there hugely. So I could see them being successful just based off of that support alone, let alone going global and breaking out into that market. So it will be interesting to watch this game for sure.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, that's it. Let me see. Let me double check. I think that's everything that we played at Steam Next Fest. It's actually quite the list. I'm kind of shocked. This is probably the most games, at least for me, that I've played in a Next Fest.
Same.
Yeah. And we started playing a few days into it too, so we didn't have as much time. We probably could have played more.
Yeah, I spent pretty much all of last Saturday playing games.
Yeah. So this was great. I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. I know Xbox had an ID at Xbox Winter Fest demo event that I actually took part of and played a few games. I literally have been sitting on that video for 3 months, a quarter of a year.
Oh God!
So yeah, I need to put that one up.
Yeah, I got to do the same. I got all this gameplay footage from majority of these games. Some of them were streamed, so I didn't record, but majority of these I definitely need to just go ahead and put those out.
Yep, the grind is real. The grind is very real. But
That it
yeah,
is.
I appreciate you for coming on, talk about your experience, Didge. It's definitely we got to try a lot of different things and get introduced to a lot of different indie devs, which is always great. So I appreciate your time and you know, inviting me to play some of the games you invited me to, you know.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is always fun. I always love talking gaming. I feel like I don't do it nearly enough, so happy to do it more.
See, we're taking him back, Digit's channel. We're taking him back. He said he was tech, but gaming is tech too. He didn't think about it. He didn't realize that. We're bringing him back. um, but yeah, cool. I am gonna end it so I can go make some food. But I appreciate everybody for coming through and listening to some of our thoughts. If you
Yeah.
liked any of the demos that we talked about or anything that was showcased, definitely make sure to go wishlist it on Steam. Or if the game is on console, like wishlist it on like whatever platform you're gonna potentially play it on. It really helps the developers out a lot. Shows the investors that people are interested in their game. And yeah, appreciate the support.
Until next time.
All right, see y'all. Peace.
Oh.